What's a wonderful day here in Japan. I am heading to, well, I have a few things to do today. Should I keep the glasses on or not? I don't know. I want you guys look into my eyes and tell me how this is the angle to keep it. It looks like can't bother. Alright, so it's a day off today and I decided to do a video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now today's video I wanted to explore one of the most, I think, bloodfire metaphor. Today, Japan is the safest country in the world. Well, about that, recently there has been a lot of things happening in the news in regards to people's safety. There have been a lot of crime in Japan, i.e. like serial killers, people doing sexual assault and that sort of thing. But the premise is that Japan is a safe country predominantly. One, there is a lack of guns here. There are not many guns here, if any. The police don't even use guns. Alright, I think the statement should be Japan is the safest place in the world for probably black people, in terms of, well, black men especially. Because first of all, nobody's gonna mess with you, especially if you're over like 6 foot. And if you're big and you look like you play rugby or whatever, I mean, if you're muscular, it doesn't even matter. Once you're black, you're pretty much safe in this country here because they're so afraid of you because you're so different, usually. The thing is, a lot of things in Japan have been unreported, and so a lot of major, and they have this culture in Japan about looking the other way, and it's a very dangerous culture of one minding your own business and looking the other way when things happen. Now, this looking the other way culture has caused them to get into trouble, especially like Kobe Steel recently. You know, they were doing fraudulent stuff with their documents about safety standards on their metal and their products, and thusly so basically falsifying those records would have led to many faulty items like cars, trucks, bicycles, trains, all them something. So that's something you have to look out for here. Oftentimes things are happening domestically and they don't even bat an eye. People fight in the street sometimes, they don't look, but me walking with a camera or just walking normally on a regular day, I get stares. So I mean, it is safe for me. Sorry, right. It is safe for me because no one's gonna mess with me. No one is gonna mess with Andre. No one's gonna mess with me. So I think I'm going to go to City Hall right now. I'm going to try and do some business here. 1 second. Out. And yeah, sorry. And the fact that most persons won't mess with Andre or mess with me doesn't mean that it's a safe place for people. Like, I'm from Jamaica, and I know there are areas in Jamaica that are much more prone to violence. And some persons who live in those areas feel safe because that's what they're used to and that's their community, and they know what to do and what not to do. And so even in Japan, although you have many safe areas, there are specific areas in Japan, especially in the bigger cities, where it's more shady and a lot seedy and a lot of little things going down there. Now, a lot of as I said before, a lot of things are unreported. So you have to actually go digging to find out about a lot of things that are happening here in Japan. Not a lot of persons carry the news, but I do. You can check me on Tuesdays, Japan Time. I talk about the news events that happen in the week. But Japan Times tends not to report a lot of the grimy stuff unless it becomes an international story. Like that guy in Kanagawa. They found 9 headless bodies and 9 heads in his apartment of people he killed, and this guy said he was just helping them because they wanted to commit suicide, all these people. And he met these friends on Twitter. So be careful whose DMs are sliding in Japan, and especially don't tweet anything suicidal, because then they'll try to help you because they're such a noble country, they want to help you in your suicide attempts. My condolences to the families that have lost loved ones there. This is going really crazy. Even the Yakuza recently, my hand hurts me. Even recently, the Yakuza, you know, they were found with some guns recently down by the Kansai area there. as I said, I mean, from the outside looking in, you won't see a lot of these things happening because it's just like Japan really knows how to look the other way. You know what I mean? And if you're able to look the other way, then you pretty much just ignore things that are not pleasant to you. So what I find that I have to go to like other resources like Tokyo Reporter, who really reports a lot of the grimy stuff in English, and these are all verified, of course. But you won't find them in the Japan Times or Tokyo, whatever, Tokyo Times or anything that's more national. A lot of these things happening, and Japan is so huge, things happen in different prefectures, and you won't even know. So you kind of have to, if you want to know what's really happening in the country, you have to dig around. And then again, as a foreigner, the barrier of the language, because most of the newspapers in Japan written in kanji and that sort of thing. And so you might not be bothered to reading all that thing, but it's good practice. Yeah. So Japan is safe relative to other countries. I think it's probably one of the safest countries for foreigners, especially foreign males. A lot of girls get a lot of women here have to deal with the hentai and the chikan, those people that are perverts and those that grope and touch. There's even a category of that of pornography. I mean, Japan is so sexually repressed, and yet still a lot of sexual assault goes on without people think there. A lot of it also with the reporting comes with the shame and embarrassment, really. I think that is that they don't like to speak about bad things. In addition to that, there is a culture here as well of not saying no, especially women saying no to men. They rather, you know, rejection is not really something they like to do, and that also can affect how things go down. So you can imagine a girl goes to, let's say a girl goes to a guy's house, and the guy tries to have sex with her. She's like saying no. She's not saying no. She's like, I don't think so. I think I should go now, maybe. And the guy says, oh, dokoi nanda, no more train left. So basically she's forced to stay, and then eventually something happens. And that's not seen probably as rape or sexual assault, but that's what it essentially is. It's not even consensual, but they just go along with it because shogunai, according to them, it can't be helped. But it can be helped. They need to stand up for themselves and stop allowing these things to happen. Since I've been starting to look for news in Japan, I found a lot of cases of like drug use, parlors engaging in prostitution and that sort of thing. And I mean, it's whatever, you know, but I just don't want people putting up Japan on this pedestal like, oh, Japan, you are the greatest country in the world, nothing bad ever happens here, so please, da 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 da, you know what I mean? It's just so ridiculous, the things these people say about this country. But honestly, overall, I mean, I don't have much issues here in terms of security. I can walk about any time of night. Women though tend not to want to be out at night because pervs and stuff. Right, so I mean, it is what it is. And you have to basically adapt to your situation and just run road, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm seeing a lot of arms here. Yeah, that's basically my thoughts on the safest country in the world. And there was also, I forgot, there was also a report that was sent out recently. I can't remember, it was a couple months ago, saying that Japanese police really have nothing much to do because the lack of crime there is in Japan. So they have to find creative ways of occupying the time. So if there's a minor incident with a foreigner, instead of sending one policeman, 6 or 7 come and they're all interrogating or trying to nullify the situation. I'm like, bro, have you seen what's been happening in Tokyo recently? You need to go there. I think they should move all the police to Tokyo, because that's the only place with crime apparently. And I guess Tokyo has the highest population of foreigners. Is there some correlation between crime and the number of foreigners in Japan? Someone should do a study. Correlation may exist, but there might not be causation, you know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Japan is so safe. Police don't use guns. Relatively, you know what I mean? Leave your comments down below. Tell me how you feel about Japan. Does your length of tenure here, does your tenure here determine how you feel about in terms of safety? Is it different for you as a man? Is it different for you as a woman here in Japan or anywhere in the world? Or if you're in a country that's safe, tell me about that country, because I've only lived in Jamaica and Japan, so we can speak about those two countries. And to me, Jamaica is you just have to know what to do and when to do it as best as possible. Yeah, and that's my time, I think. As usual, follow me, love me, and as usual, discussion is always welcome. Respectful discussion. Alright, and see you in the next video. See you in the next video. Wow.